Let's get the vegetables out of the way first. So let's go with the shy. Let's get that garbage out the way.
Why that gotta be garbage, man? You still hate
how I feel about the shy.
Because they killed Ronnie. You still hate
because they always dog black men on that show.
Say
it's
we
like
were born
the
with
black
bullseyes
man hater
on our
show.
backs and a black paradise on our childhood minds. Say we survived. On blocks where some sets train young men to hold their one life close as Kevlar or a favorite song. Say wintertime was an assembly line. 10 degrees below zero built us invincible. Say a mother's love was all that made this stolen life livable. Say the sovereign nation of our neighborhood is indivisible under God. Got a 14-karat crucifix that shines like the seascape in their eyes. Say we rise. Even though we were born underwater and never taught how to swim. Say we rise. Say police state surveillance had us surrounded but couldn't catch us. Say three brothers against the world is a bond that can't be shattered. Say black love is persistence, is invincible, is unchained elegance, is holy, is infinite, is the only thing that kept us alive.
Larry, trailer looks dope, man. So my question to you is this. I've got a couple of characters I'm wondering what they're going to do. So Kiesha, I want to know what's up with Miss Kiesha. So first of all, with Miss Kiesha, Larry, do you think they're going to let her keep the baby, or are they going to somehow or another have a miscarriage? She's not having an abortion. I can tell you that right now. So the question is, Larry, what direction are they going to go with her and this baby from the person that raped her?
Yeah, I hope that they have her miscarry. I don't want to see her have a kid by that crazy ass dude. I think that was just, she's going to be scarred already for the rest of her life because of that experience. She doesn't need a visual living reminder of it that she has to take care of for the rest of her life. I think if they had her have a miscarriage, I think it would be great because there would be some really good storylines and some really interesting subject matter to talk about there, where she's really sort of torn because she's upset that she had a miscarriage, and yet at the same time she's relieved and happy that she's not going to have this child that is the product of a rape from this maniac. So I think there's some really interesting stories there to be had if they give her a miscarriage. I want to see what happens with her. I kind of want to see her get back together with Emmett because I feel like they keep tiptoeing around it, being friends. And I know Emmett I know Emmett seems like he's sort of getting right with what's her name.
But did you see in this trailer something happened that hurt Emmett so bad? Dude comes out the shower naked, clutching his daddy. Did you catch that in the trailer?
I did, and I don't know. Maybe she stepped out on him. So
maybe he finds out that daddy is sleeping with his jump off, and he gets upset, and they have a daddy to son moment, and they talk about it or something. Because remember, daddy is going to be popping La plastic booty this season.
He is, and that's just dirty going behind your son like that. That's one of those things. I don't like seeing that type of. That's just ugliness, and it's one of those stupid things. I just think that's just terrible how they represent black men in this show. I don't like it. And
it's real life, though, Larry. People do that.
I guess I haven't known anybody whose dad went behind them like that, but I guess it could happen.
I do. I've lived different areas in my life, and it don't just happen in poverty-stricken areas. This happened with someone who was middle class doing well. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah,
here's a story for you, Larry. Let's talk about this brother right here, Papa. Last we seen Papa, his daddy was getting arrested. Do you think that's going to shake Papa's faith? Do you think his faith has been tested? Do you think he's still going to be believing in faith?
Yeah, I think he'll still have faith. I think he's not going to have faith in his father anymore. I think it's going to rock him. I think it might rock him near to his core because he's going to feel like, okay, well, the rest of these dudes had dads that were, either non-existent or they were, dead or they were bad people. his dad, his male role model was always sort of, he thought it was an upstanding dude, was a stand-up guy, was wholly legit, and he doesn't have that anymore. And so I think he's going. I don't think he's going to have lost his faith and religious wise, but I think he will have lost his faith in his father, which is going to, I think, hurt him in some other ways. Because I think when his dad tries to tell him certain things, he's not going to be able to speak with the same level of authority and yeah, I don't know. That bothers me right there. I feel like they need to keep at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. They need to keep some good black men on the show, and they obviously don't. They seem hell bent on destroying any positive image of a black male on here.
We'll see. They might clean it up.
We even seen the trailers. It looks like that. It looks like what's his name? Was his name Kevin? Is that his name? Kev? No. Yeah, Kevin. And his dude, his boy with the dreads, it looks like
Jake.
Jake. They're probably gonna end up getting into it because it looks like Jake is stepping to his girl. I mean, we see that scene where they come running out the building, out of that church or something, holding hands.
Yeah, and we also saw where Kevin smashed them panty drawers too. So
we did, but that looked like like that's probably right at the beginning of the series, and then it looks like maybe Jake is getting with her. And I mean, not to say that stuff doesn't happen, but I mean, it's hard for me to want to watch a show where there's no positive imagery of black men. None. There's none. You have Emmett who's trifling. We have Kev who's a little kid, so he's not a man to look at. And you had Papa's dad, who was a good dude, but he played such a minor role, and now he's locked up, and they made him to be a crooked pastor. That was the one dude. Ronnie was the one dude that was on a path of redemption, and they killed him. I mean, there's no positive imagery for black men in this show. It's almost like they don't want us to watch it.
No, they might get it together. And by the way, Lainey Womack wanted us to make sure we shout out her Howard alumni, Burgundy Hines, aka Kiesha. But before Miss Womack,
Lainey's a bison.
Before Miss Lainey get too far out of pocket, remember she's from North Carolina, right where your boy stay at, near the Raleigh area. So we claim her before you get to claim her, Mrs. Womack. Shout out to Lainey, a bison. I used to have the coat too.